What up, what up, what up, what up? It's Josin Apex. Rest in peace, J Dilla. Hip hop forever, baby.
A-P-E-X. Okay, it's my time. What I got? 3 minutes? That means you have 180 seconds to kick it like soccer balls double. Yes, y'all. I do this for the love, unconditional. Let's start with my city, the Mudville. Catch dreads in the scrapers or the Coupe de Villes, or at the bus stop, pants sag fitted real low. Trying to catch bus 40 to either drop them at the mall or Delta College, where they be posted in the quad. Forget the knowledge. Weeknights be spent at the bar and grill. Big shouts to Clef Notes, La J kept it trill. Movie theater hot spots Friday nights. Downtown lit up like Vegas lights. And we known to stay fresh. 209 go hard, plus we do it the best, like Cali Junkies, New Era DJs, Twins Entertainment, EHP. Hey, what up, R&D, Local Express Tour. Once your joints drop, they gon' blow for sure. We the city of gods, that means we incredible. We known to hold a movement down like incredible. Take I-5 or 99, exit Stockton, the city on the grind. One of the most dangerous cities to live. Highest unemployment, so you know we catching bids. The kids got a dropout rate that's not so great. Percentage wise, we close to 58. So that means more than half are barely learning the math or developing the skills to choose a career path. Worst city to live, said Forbes magazine, but they don't know about our hip-hop scene. Most take us for granted, negative view us, but we cool like the delta that runs through us.
What's up, everybody? Happy New Year! I don't have any little toys or anything to like horns to blow, but it's Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's a Happy New Year. I hope you guys all had a fun, safe evening. I haven't even heard the news as to what's going on, or if there was any accidents or anything like that. So I hope everybody made it safe, and for everybody who didn't, I'm so sorry. My gosh, my heart goes out to everybody who and the families who may have lost anybody over the new year, which I'm hoping that there's very minimal damage, because we've lost a lot of people over 2018. We don't need to go into the new year starting that way. So you guys are waking up with me. Waking up with me. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, so we have, Heard in Rotation, Welcome to My City, and then Stockton by Apex. And I'm going to go ahead and play a song by Mad Spill. Mad Spill is a hip-hop artist in the area. And I call him a hip-hop artist because he's not just a lyricist. He doesn't just write music as far as the lyrics. He also helps produce and he produces the beats, he produces the songs, he does a lot of the artwork. He does a lot other than just the lyrics. So overall, he's a hip-hop artist. He's going to be coming in. He's dropping an album today, so we're going to talk about that. Very excited. He's very excited about it. I'm very excited for him as well. And so I'm going to go ahead and play one of his songs. I don't think this one's on that album, but you'll kind of get a feel as to his style, his flow, his sound, and things like that. So maybe he'll share some of his music on Resurrection, the new album that he's dropping today, with us when he gets here. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and put this one in rotation, and it's called Long Neck.
Be confident. I'm just having fun right now.
To the city that I'm back, you can check the stats. I can talk shit, cause I got it like that. I'm popping like that, and that's a fact. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. I ain't gotta bite you, check out my own sound. I ain't talking haikus when I say I type down. I ain't even mainstream, darker stream underground. 3-track EPs, that's how you drop a trace song. I can't even lie, I'm turned up. Haters mad at me, cause I'm really having fun. I'm feeling super fly, yeah, I'm feeling like the business. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. Yeah, I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own shit. Yeah, I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. Yeah, I don't need, cause I'm on my own. Yeah, I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own shit. Yeah, I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. I don't need, cause I'm on my own. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. Got the pistol popping, it's on a different consciousness. I made the stick up skinny, grab their bones and shake their hips. I see the haters tryna hide, cause they really wanna dance. You can't even lie, cause you know this. Follow me up on the gram, I've been securing the bag. If I fuck it up, then I gotta run it back. So the DJ run his back. If you got the confidence, tell him I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own ish. I'm moving the fast track, I'm making the cash back, ayy. I made the beat, cooking it up like hash brown, ayy. You killing my vibe? No, get back. I can't even lie, I'm having fun. It's lit. I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own ish. Yeah, I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. Yeah, I don't need, cause I'm on my own. Yeah, I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. What else? I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own ish. I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. I don't need, cause I'm on my own. Yeah, I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. I can't even lie, I'm turned up. Haters mad at me, cause I'm really having fun. Feeling super fly, yeah, I'm feeling like the business. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. Yeah, I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own shit. I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. I don't need cause I'm on my own. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence.
Yo, tell me that was not fly as a song, yo. That was really dope, I have to say. So that was a really good song. I like the flow. I love the vibe. I love the bounce. They should have played that one last night. I'm telling you guys, we need to get all of this music that we have coming out of Stockton into the hands of the DJs out there. And I'm not talking about just one DJ. I'm talking about like all the DJs, just so that they can have that in the clubs going and playing, because it is really good music, even if it's like well known or not. So shoot. I'm about to shout you out, DJ Chip. DJ Chip, you know, you got the lock on all the DJs. I'm going to have to give you the music so you can get it all. Share it with everybody. Or I'll just have to find a way to get it to everybody other than just sending a massive email. I don't know, one way or another. Because I just think it's really important that we get the music out there. I would have loved to have hit the dance floor with that song out there. Just to show... just to have fun, just to show people like the vibe of Stockton, because he is from Stockton, Madspill, and yeah, his music that he produces and brings is super dope. So he's going to be coming in just a little bit. So before we do that, and before we have him come in, I do want to hit the horoscopes, because the next hour is going to be for him. So I want to hit horoscopes, and then I'll put a couple more songs in rotation. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and start with Capricorn, because it's Capricorn season, and I have to put in the comments that that song was called Long Neck by Madspill. So really quickly, he's going to be coming shortly. So Capricorns, here you go. For January 1st, Happy New Year 2019. From the moment your alarm clock goes off this morning until the time you rest your head on the pillow tonight, this day will drag. Instead of getting frustrated, make use of your exaggerated sense of time by taking a good look at your surroundings. Some obvious and easy improvements will occur. Relax through the day and remind yourself that you're not running any races. Things are moving slowly in a new relationship too, and this meandering schedule is the healthiest one to adhere to now. Okay, so Aquarius, because Aquarius will be coming next, so for all you Aquarians out there, January 1st, 2019, you've been running around so frenetically that you will have missed the fact that you already tore through the finish line on that project or goal. Slow down. There's no point in continuing on this path, because everyone you wanted to impress has long disappeared. Right now, you're only trying to impress yourself. This perfectionism isn't going to make you happier, so just take a break and relax. Give yourself time to notice the progress you've made. There you go. Well, you guys are running hard and hitting all your goals. That's a good thing. So, yep, stop, take a look. So, this is for all the Sagittarians, and I'm going to read Sagittarius because Sagittarius came before Capricorn, and since we're in Capricorn, and I read Aquarius because Aquarius is coming next. So, Sagittarius, here you go. January 1st, 2019, the surprising actions of a friend will leave you delighted, albeit a bit confused. The life choice you've been struggling with aren't making the situation any easier to understand, so just let things settle down for a while before having the conversation you want to have. To see a better way to handle your own upcoming challenges, observe the life of a wise friend. There is strong inspiration in the hard-learned lessons of someone you respect and admire. So, there you go, Sagittarius. Okay, and Leo, I'm going to go ahead and read Leo. Yeah, Dawn, nice board. So like you guys, okay, so before I read Leo, yeah, I totally walked into this place and I was like, okay, so we used to have another board and I think that one went out, so we had to get a new board. So we got a new board. I was like, oh, when it first came, I was like, oh my God, how am I going to work this board? And then we've been seeing this one sitting out here and they've been working on it for some time. So this board that you guys see here has been out there. They've been working on it and look, they got it up and going. It's super dope. I actually really like it. And so then I walk in and there's like, there's this thing on there, this note on the board that says, call me for instructions. And I have to laugh because, yeah, I walk into a new board and I'm just like, what? Oh, okay. So how am I going to do this? So I'm looking at it. And since, you know, I kind of got familiar with the other two boards, I figured it might run kind of the same way. So, yeah, I went ahead and just kind of tested it out a little bit before I got started. And, yeah, this one's really easy. I like it a lot. I have not yet had a chance to learn how to use one feature of it, but I'm sure I'll learn that soon enough. But other than that, yes, Dawn, nice board. I do like it. It's pretty simple. And I love the fact that all the mics are color coded this time, and then we know which ones are which, and we can hear them really well. They sound really crisp. Everything seems to be functioning really nicely. So great job to you guys over here at KXVS, the voice of Stockton, for getting all the equipment up and going, a little bit upgraded and or changed out. So it's nice. It's still running. Those are our horoscopes for now. I'm going to go ahead and read Leo. So Leo, here we go. January 1st, 2019. Your energy needs a boost, but not the physical or emotional kind. To feed your mind, seek out some intellectual stimulation. Controversial ideas and unusual perspectives will force you to think things through in a new way. Put yourself in a mixed crowd where you suspect you may hold the minority opinion and listen to uncomfortable ideas. That's interesting. You don't have to adopt them, but you do need to respect them. Be open to changing your mind once in a while. Yeah, I can take that advice. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good for me. Be open to changing your mind once in a while. I have to be open to changing my mind. I laugh at that because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I might find myself a little closed-minded, but for the most part, I'm really not closed-minded. I'm kind of really open-minded. I do have my ways about me, though, as does everybody. Everybody has their own way about them. They like to do things, have things a certain way. So, not saying that people aren't open-minded, but yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get back to it. So we just heard Mad Spill. Mad Spill's going to get ready to come in just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the music rocking for you guys this morning on the new year day. So we're running into 2019. 2019's here. So excited. I'm so excited, y'all. Don't even understand. If you understand, that's what's up, because y'all got goals and you know, you're striving for something, like something is set for you where you're actually looking forward to it, and looking forward to something coming to fruition this year. So 2019, here we are, because I'm already looking at 2020. So shoot, let's get it. We got All My Life Clean by Trappy coming up, and then I'm also going to do Stay True by Rappin' Roch, Woodrow, KG Swiss, and Johnny D, which is a group, and individual artists out of G to the G Records. So here we go with All My Life, and then followed by Stay True.
All my life I've been poor. It don't really matter no more. I was down way too long. I ain't stressing cause now your boy on. Yeah, and I'ma show out. Yeah, 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 I'ma show out every time I go out. Yeah, hey, yeah, I'ma show out. Remember when I made a wish and blew them candles out? I said I wish for the fame and the money, so I can stand on new to make it funny. Now it's hundreds at the hundreds, I got plenty though. I got pretty women all in the video. I've been broke way too long, now that I'm on, I'm rocking fits, I ain't even spend a penny for. Whoa, dodging paparazzi cause it jocking me. I got different labels trying to sponsor me. I'm just trying to live life, I just want to live it right. Yeah, I want to live it up how it's supposed to be. Whoa, breeze blowing through the window. Been the corner, 1 foot out the front door. Getting money, parlaying with my kinfolk. Never stressing, we ain't weird no more. All my life I've been poor, it don't really matter no more. I was down way too long. I ain't stressing cause now your boy on. Yeah, and I'ma show out. Yeah, 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 I'ma show out every time I go out. Yeah.
Mama told me go get it, ain't nothing for free. When I was up trying to get it, all you sleep. And I ain't never going broke, bet I put out on me. I got money now, everybody love me now. And all these ran from me coming back now. But I got news for them, I'ma show out. Hit the club every night, I'ma ball out. Few bins on the bottle, no cheap liquor. I'm in the vet with my homies and few strippers. Purple kush in the air, we done do vapors. Yeah, I'm still rocking with a same click. I been down, now I'm up with the same chick. Ain't nothing changed, just some money and a new whip. Huh? And I ain't got a record deal yet. But oh well, broke, got me feeling sick. Huh? But my money got me feeling well.
All my life I've been poor, it don't really matter no more. I was down way too long. I ain't stressing cause now your boy on. Yeah, and I'ma show out. Yeah, 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 I'ma show out every time I go out. Yeah. Whoa.
Break them off, up the dogs, that's what they keep telling me. These other rappers in my city ain't what they claim to be. I got a team, not a clip, fully loaded, he quit. You kick your homies when they down, I pick mine's up, then split. Cash flow way 7 days a week. Dedicated to make it happen, getting paid for this rapping, cause I'm up on the game. Like the homie rapping rock. Speaking on my name, better watch how you talk. Damn, walk when I'm stepping through those drop. Play a hating on money making sucker, you can get the Glock. Yeah. Walk when I'm stepping through no drop. Play a hater on money, make it sucker, you could get the Glock. Yeah. This is how we live from the valley to the bay. Money on the mind on the play. 5 players on the track, lined up, spinning game. D to the G, who I be, you know the name. Tonight is going down. Fat stacks in my pocket, get you with me. So waste another pound. With a cup sipping on that candy. Not worried about these jealous haters. Not worried about the boys in blue. All I'm doing is trying to live life. Make money with my stay true. I go free flow cause these flows ain't free. So I'll write it all down so you know who I be. Spit rhymes and smoke and drink and ride hard and always keep gas in the tank. And if needed, I'll call a KG and get tweeted. Bad like Michael Jackson, sucker, you can beat it. No need for backlash or ignorance. It's all game, big players. This is big winnings. Amazing, like voices, I'm stepping up in the place. Johnny D got the weed, we blazing it to the face. A little taste of green blood, so turn the drinks up. We getting keyed up, Chino turn the beat up. D to the G up. Got the slapping knocks, whispering heaters. Like my partner rapping Raj and Mr. Woodrow. It's all good though, we ain't tripping, everybody hood to hood know. Tonight is going down. Fat stacks in my pocket, get you with me. So waste another pound. With a cup sipping on that candy. Not worried about these jealous haters. Not worried about the boys in blue. All I'm doing is trying to live life. Make money with my stay true. True, what we do on every coast and continent too. With facts review, maps read true. The world is ours, the DDG crew. KG, Gino B, John Johnny D, rapper Rod, Young Roke, and myself would eat. But know this, come near, close to complete. Without my boy, harsh reality. Henny in my cup, so I'm about to get lit up. Making power moves with Chino, blast some time to bubble up. Double on the road with hitters, and you know they throw it up. The plan going forward, we gon' sow the city up. So if you all up in the way, I suggest you giddy up. Giddy up. Deep up in the function, about to tear it up. Stacks in my pocket, I'm about to smoke it up. Starting from the bottom, now I'm all the way up. Tonight is going down. Fat stacks in my pocket, need you with me. So blaze another pound. Fill a cup, sipping on that candy. Not worried about these jealous haters. Not worried about the boys in blue. All I'm doing is trying to live life. Make money with my stay true.
I want this life forever. I want this life forever. This life forever. Yeah.
Grind for a long time, you know how it goes. I'ma get what's on mine, you know how we do this. Every day overtime, you know how it goes. You can catch me on the front line, you know how we do it. I know they see it, and they all jealous. I know they feel it. We gon' keep making plays, keep making plays. I'ma make a play anytime I can. Maneuver everywhere, gotta be a man. Never listen to the doubters. Listen, top shelf, everything ruthless. They said I wouldn't last, but I'm still here. Grew up and the vision got clearer. Now I'm traveling the world off the vibes. Passport ready, no more just getting by. I've been to hella states, chopping game, making plays. Boys stay behind, always running late. No longer spitting these verses unless you got my pay. Respect the grind and the time spent now and late. I'm focused on longevity and residuals. Too much talking, no action, I need the visuals. The flow is worldwide, pop wherever you reside. I'm working like I was broke, the hunger still reside. Grind for a long time, you know how it goes. I'ma get what's on mine, you know how we do this. Every day overtime, you know how it goes. You can catch me on the front line, you know how we do it. I know they see it, and they all jealous. I know they feel it. We gon' keep making plays, keep making plays.
Yo, Noah Jones is a playmaker. Check my lawn, different whips, you can pick a flavor. Big chains on my neck just to irritate ya. Bad if so we take trips to Croatia. Work hard just to better myself. Strike deals with a company to better my wealth. Never speaking on it as I'm moving in stealth. And they know that I'm a star, so my presence is felt. I remember catching buses to work, but now I'm in some new dish, trying to get the buttons to work. Look good, smell good as I button my shirt. I know the haters want me under the dirt, but I ain't playing with ya. Backsplash, marble countertops, light fixtures. That's a foreign language, I'm speaking to broke. Reaching for that Bentayga, not an Escalade. Making moves, making money, making plays.
Grind for a long time, you know how it goes. I'ma get what's on mine, you know how we do this. Every day overtime, you know how it goes. You can catch me on the front line, you know how we do it. I know they see it, and they all jealous. I know they feel it. We gon' keep making plays, keep making plays.
I want this life forever. This life forever. I want this life forever. This life forever.
All right, you guys, that was Making Plays by D. Sloan featuring Noah Jones. D. Sloan is he was from San Jose and he moved out to Arizona. So he's out there, but he still rocks here with the NorCal folks and just working the network, you know. So I want to welcome everybody to KXVS, the voice of Stockton, Rise and Shine 209 with your girl Renee. And we have our guest here, Mad Spill. So I want to say welcome to Mad Spill. Help me welcome him.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good morning.
Welcome
Happy
back.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well, into the new year.
2019.
I'm super juiced.
We are how many hours in? 8 hours in?
9 hours in.
9 hours in. Man, it's going by fast already.
You know, I thought that too because I was like sleeping and I was like Oh man, I wish. Da, da, da. I didn't really wish, but I was being lazy. And then I thought about it, and I was like thinking about like days ahead already, and I was like, wait a minute, I gotta worry about like 20 minutes from now.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I kind of tend to overexert myself.
Yeah, well, it happens. So.
Yeah.
How's your camera? Good?
Yeah, camera's good. Everything's good.
And I'm gonna move that one out of the
I
way.
love this
Oh,
setup you guys got in here.
It's new.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tripping on that one. Just that one camera over there is bugging me out. I'm not getting the angles I want.
Yeah, I'm somewhat of a perfectionist too when it comes to these things as well.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, okay, this is okay, but we got your angles, we got you. That's all that matters. We're gonna go ahead. He brought stickers, y'all. We're gonna get some pictures of him putting these stickers on because he is ready. Y'all see this Rise and Shine?
A whole Ziploc.
I love it. The Rise and Shine 209 sticker banner back here is exactly what that's for. So all you artists that are coming in, have fun with it. This is what it's for.
Yeah, I'm glad I followed my instincts because I didn't even know this was here.
Oh, for
yeah, I didn't even know.
So he's got his stickers. What is it? Your face?
It is my head. Yeah,
It's your
I
head.
did
Nice.
I did a photo shoot. Shouts out to D Photos Inc. My brother Demarie.
Yes.
Takes amazing photos. Go follow him on Instagram. He took a photo of my head. It was a silhouette shot. And what I did was just change the exposure and the brightness. And I sent it to my sticker guy, and he cropped it out. And we're like, let's use it.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that is the same one that we used for the promo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Let's see.
So we take a couple pictures as he decides where he's going to put it.
I think I'm going to go right underneath my boy Punchy here with the Mac Dre. Surround myself with the OGs.
Right?
There. Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
One of those bikers in there too.
That's perfect right there.
Oh man, nice.
I think it stands out pretty well.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah.
I love when you have something that's so unique. And your stickers do that, you guys. Your guys' stickers are unique to you. And so that's why I really encourage you guys to bring them out. And you can totally see it. You know that's a Madsville sticker because he only has that. He's the only one that has that one. That's his head.
One with my head, It's unique,
Specifically him.
You gotta brand yourself.
Absolutely.
In a unique way. I tried to do something that wasn't like a logo necessarily, but it still could be a logo. If I just stamp it, people know.
Yeah, and if you guys get a chance to check out the promos, that's the one that he pulled from, where and I just put your name at the bottom, Madsville.
Thank you.
Just that silhouette. That was an amazing picture, though. Also, yeah.
Thank
so
you.
Your brother did a great job.
Yeah. I choose my photos I try to choose them pretty well. I have a lot of shots from different photo shoots. And if any model knows, only so many photos even get sent to you.
That's true.
So it's kind of hard to choose. So I'm glad I chose the right one. I asked around a lot before I chose that for the cover art and was like, let's use this one.
Nice. And so this is the cover art that's going to be for your new album as well.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get into the new album, Resurrection.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to find out why it's called Resurrection because it's going to take us back a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have you here. You're a hip-hop artist. I've explained to people a little bit before you came in. I call you a hip-hop artist, not just a lyricist, because in the whole genre and scheme of things, you do more than just write lyrics. So if you can let our viewers and listeners know about you as a hip-hop artist, what do you do? What in your whole gamut do you do?
I try to label myself in the public as an artist in general because I feel like my music is really diverse. And I think this project kind of presents that spectrum really well. The side A of the project is a lot of lyrics, a lot of rap, and storytelling, which is what hip-hop is about. So I think hip-hop artists would be very on point. That's very on point, very specific. And then, you have the other side of the project that is very melodic, lots of singing, lots of more poetic. So as far as arts go, I mean, even just with music, I think there's R&B, there's a little bit of urban jazzy vibes there. There's, of course, rap and hip-hop. And outside of music, you have the visual arts that I do. I love to paint. I do poetry. I DJ. I write. I'm an author. I do a lot of different art. So I try to just introduce myself to the world as an artist all around and kind of see where people like to place me in their genres.
And this is really important because a lot of people don't understand, like, when you talk about art and artistry, and when somebody is an artist, especially like a music artist, a hip-hop artist, it just runs the gamut. It isn't just one thing. It's a culture.
Yeah.
It's a culture. It's a cultural thing. So when you're an artist, most artists kind of have multiple avenues to express their artistry. And so I think it's pretty awesome that you bring in all the facets of your poetry, the music, even though it be spitting lyrics and the R&B vocals and actual singing vocals, because that really infuses and just gives so much soul and so much more essence sometimes than just writing lyrics that are so, and then your vocabulary and what you speak on is a little bit different than kind of what you hear out in like some of the mainstream, and so to speak, or something in a different scope or different spectrum, but all
I agree.
on the same. It's kind of like the autistic spectrum. It's like all autism, but it's like different levels.
Yeah, there's different levels for
it.
sure. Yeah, there's definitely depth there for sure. I don't know. I try to make my music relatable in a sense. Like, sometimes I cringe listening to my old music because I'm like, what was I doing? Like, what was I talking about? My subject matter wasn't.
I hear you talking on that note. Like, sometimes you don't even want to share it anymore.
Yeah, like I deleted a lot of songs off my SoundCloud,
no way.
and sometimes I wish I didn't because I deleted some songs, and I had people that were like my first fans in like high school come back to me months later like, what? Like, where'd that song go? I love that song. I'm like, my bad. I should have moved forward better with that. So I deleted a lot of material that I didn't feel like was authentic to me, and part of me is glad about that because people go look at my catalog and they can't find any music that I don't find relatable to who I am currently, which is important as an artist to keep your image current with who you are. So I wouldn't feel comfortable showing someone a song today that I dropped in 2010. They're going to be like, wow, this is very different. But I'd be like, Lord, look at this now. Look at Resurrection. And then they'll be like, okay, this is who you are now. Yeah. So
it's nice to have the SoundCloud with multiple. Yeah, and depending on how you have it, either you have the account or you don't, and you can get like free space or whatnot. So sometimes people keep it there, and then they'll just rotate their songs out to keep it up to date. And then there's others who just use it as a catalog. So either way,
I wish I would have done that. I reacted very impulsively, and I was young, so I'm like, I wish I would have kept it and just maybe made a new SoundCloud and then been like,
that would have been good. Yeah,
old Madsfield songs or something to archive so people can
Madsfield
look at
catalog,
the discography of all of it. But I mean, it's out there. It's just scattered. It's very scattered. It's like on Bandcamp. It's on datpiff.com if hip hop heads know about DatPiff.
Yep, DatPiff.
Like a mixtape.
Go get some beats
site.
there.
Yeah, go get some beats. The throwback days. So it's out there. It's just not hard. It's hard to find, which is kind of good. You have to dig for it.
Oh yeah, well that's interesting. So and it's under Madsfield still. Okay, so you guys, if you're gonna be digging, you're gonna be researching, you're gonna be looking for them.
Yeah.
Just find anything you can on
links
on
links
Madsfield.
on links. There's links everywhere. So someone could probably dig up my first mixtape if they looked hard enough. It's on DatPiff somewhere.
So did you start off as a poet? Okay, and I know recently you and your can I speak on other aspects of your life?
Yeah,
okay,
please do. Yeah.
So you and your significant other.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you guys
Thank
for the
you.
babies and everything.
Thank
you. They have a young child and very new, maybe about a year. Is he a year?
He's 5 months.
Oh, not even a year
Yeah,
yet.
not even half a year
I
yet.
swear it seems like time just goes by,
I
but
know.
it's like, oh my goodness. So 5 months old.
Yeah.
She also is an artist, but then also you guys hosted kind of a little event in the park, which I thought was really cute. I loved it. And this is actually the same day I was doing a bike ride. So I didn't get a chance to actually join in, but there's something that they host and hold, and I think it's lovely in the summertime. which is where you guys can come in. And it's like kind of like a writing cipher, but work on, and you like have books, reading or writing little workshops that it's kind of like picnic style. And it's such a cute idea because it allows people the chance to chill out, vibe out, and then still get into the intellectual mind and get into the heart and get into the soul, and then you're connecting because you're in the park with nature. So it kind of like brings such a great energy to the writing. I guess I want to say not so much a project, because you can go to a classroom and do like writing cipher. You can go somewhere else and like, oh, there's a writing cipher over here, you know, writing classes. But the fact that it's in a park, in an open setting, a little bit more relaxed, I just love that idea. So I hope you guys continue that.
We probably will when the sun comes back out.
Yes, when it's warm, when it's in the summertime, guys.
For sure. We have so many ideas for events with just community based. Like I agree that having something like that in an open nature setting, the environment you're in impacts the art so much. Like if you write an album in a dark room, it's gonna be hard to find inspiration, and you know all you have is your memories and your self images. So
and your feelings, whatever you're in.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling, and you're probably not gonna feel the best in a dark room versus if you're writing your whole album in a park. There's inspiration all around you. So I definitely agree that that's something that should keep happening. So it probably will, but when it's warm.
Yeah, when it's in the warm months, like how they do like movies in the park, things in the park. I think that would be just a great addition to the community events, because not very many people do that, and it helps those who do want to work on their writing skills and to have maybe some direction and some coaching to be able to come out and sit with you guys to do that. So I hope to see that in the future. I hope you guys continue to tap in with them if that's something that they do. But I also want you guys to just, if you guys have questions about the album, because we're going to get into that right now. I would like to know, okay, so you call it Resurrection.
Yeah.
Why?
It's so funny because I've had different people ask me, and I feel like every time a certain person asks me, the answer changes in a way. But the premise of the naming behind the album, when I first named it, I felt like it was super kind of cliche, and only because the first time I named it as a playlist, it was only because I had all the songs in my computer and I needed a folder for them. So I didn't know what to call the folder. So I just named it Resurrection, just off the top of my head. And then as the songs built up, it stuck. And I asked Desiree, I was like, should I leave it that, or should I like name it something else? Because I feel like Resurrection is too straightforward. And she told me, keep it. Why not? So I kept it, and it did grow and it built. And I thought to myself that title spoke to me more than choosing something, you know, long and drawn out. So after I got the name and just ran with the name itself, it started to speak to me more, because I do feel like it is a resurrection of my creative energy. I haven't released a lot of new music in the past 2 to 3 years. I've had people ask me, are you still making music? Are you still doing music? Are you going to drop anything soon? People tell me like, we miss your music. Like we want more of your music. So part of it,
totally want more of your music.
Yeah. So part of it was like a supply and demand. Like this is a resurrection of me just going out and doing it. I've always had like this perfectionist fear of dropping something and then what if it doesn't get plays, or what if it doesn't get views or something? So why try? But I realized if you don't do anything, you automatically fail.
Yeah,
so
you already took yourself out of the game.
You already took yourself out of the game. So I just had to stop.
There's no way it's going to play anything.
Exactly. I had to stop comparing myself to other people and just be like, let me just resurrect myself.
Yes.
And get out of this like
high five on that one.
Creative
Seriously.
funk, you know. So that was one reason. The other reason was that being in the scene, I felt like there was a lot of art, still is a lot of art. There's always going to be art that isn't the most real. It's not authentic all the time. Not even just here, but everywhere. Like I turn on the radio, I listen to like K-Win or something. I don't listen to the radio often, but when I do, I'm just like, I can't do this. Like I'm not hearing energy, like genuine energy. So I want people to hear this, people that know me, and be like, whoa, like he really came with this energy that is electric, and it's feeding me. So now I want to go make better art. I want to resurrect my studio vibe. Like I want to try harder. So there's the two sides to it, like a resurrection of myself, and I want to feed other people. Like I want people to listen to it that are artists and get hungry too. Like I want to resurrect my own art. So those are the two.
And then
dualities.
inspire and influence others in the process. And so you talk about it being resurrection because like not only is it resurrecting yourself, like you as an artist, like and bringing your creativity to the table and just out to the world. Because it's only going to come from you. Whatever comes from you is only going to come from you, and nobody's going to get that unless you release it. So I'm so glad that you've decided to say, I'm not going to compare myself. I'm just going to do it because nobody's going to get you unless you share you. So thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Because I love your music, and I only have one in rotation, but I'm looking forward to having more because, yes, you do bring that vibe. You do bring that energy. You have a delivery about you, and the way that you just carry yourself as an artist, I have to commend the artists that you are in our community because you represent well yourself and your community, your music, your artistry, and you get it into great places. It's a great sound. So we don't have anything. Do you have anything on you, like on your phone or anything? I
do have everything on my phone. The whole album's on my phone.
Because I was thinking maybe we could play one or something. That would be kind of cool, actually.
I'm super down.
So let me see if
I don't have any clean versions though.
Oh, you don't?
No. But I have songs that have very minimal cuss words. I have one song that is actually perfect, like very meaningful.
What are the cuss words in it? Well, what do they start with?
Let me think.
There might be a few there. But if you guys...
There is one that has none, actually.
Really?
Yeah, until the end, so we could do like half a song.
Okay.
And it's only one word. It's like it's a positive. It's the last track of the project, so it'd look be perfect to show people because they get to look forward. Like, yeah. So.
Let me see if we have a plugin. Oh my gosh, I don't even know if we have a plugin on here. But I'm like, I'll hold it up to the microphone.
Hey, that's a good idea. I mean, it'll sound real authentic. You know what I mean?
I'm down if you're down.
I'm super down.
Okay.
Let me go through the playlist. Let's see.
Okay, so while you do that,
all right.
I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put Long Neck back on.
Okay,
Can
cool.
we play it again?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play it again for you guys because it is a fun song, and I want you guys to kind of. Now you've heard it before, but you kind of get to hear it again with the artist in the house. So you actually get to see who this person is that is making this kind of music, and that's exciting. Okay, so I'm totally going to put that in. There you go. Okay, I forgot to tell you.
To the city that I'm back, you can check the stats. I can talk shit, cause I got it like that. I'm popping like that, and that's a fact. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. I ain't gotta bite you, I got my own sound. I ain't talking haikus when I say I type down. I ain't even mainstream, dog, I stream underground. 3-track EPs, that's how you drop a trace songs. I can't even lie, I'm turned up. Haters mad at me, cause I'm really having fun. I'm feeling super fly, yeah, I'm feeling like the business. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. Yeah, I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own shit. Yeah, I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. Yeah, I don't need, cause I'm on my own. Yeah, I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own shit. Yeah, I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. I don't need, cause I'm on my own. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. Got the pistol popping, it's on a different consciousness. I made the stick up skinny, grab their bones and shake their hips. I see the haters tryna hide, cause they really wanna dance. You can't even lie, cause you know this. Follow me up on the gram, I've been securing the bag. If I f it up, then I gotta run it back. To the DJ, run his back. If you got the confidence, tell them I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own ish. I'm moving the fast track, I'm making the cash back, ayy. I made the beat, cooking it up like hash brown, ayy. You killing my vibe? No, get back. I can't even lie, I'm having fun. It's lit. I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own ish. Yeah, I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. Yeah, I don't need, cause I'm on my own. Yeah, I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. What else? I don't need fans, cause I'm on my own ish. I don't need a band, cause I rock my own gigs. I'm turned up. Haters mad at me cause I'm really having fun. Feeling super fly, yeah, I'm feeling like the business. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence. Yeah. I don't need fans cause I'm on my own shit. I don't need a band cause I rock my own case. I don't need cause I'm on my own. I ain't even cocky, I'm just spitting confidence.
So y'all know. Okay, so we are back, and I'm just gonna let you guys know, by the way, we just found out this song, Long Neck, is okay, the explicit version, I'm sure.
Yeah.
This song is on this album, Resurrection.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh. So we were just talking about it, and I was telling him how I love this song so much, because basically it's really that whole energy of like, you know, he brings that vibe of like, man, I'm on my own. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's got to be on their own and like really just live it up. Be you to the fullest. And when you're on that tip and when you're on your own, like, nobody's going to rock that harder or more than you, because it's your stuff. So when you have that, you were speaking about the fact that this song is in there. And then he was going to play another song. Yeah. So when do you want to play that one?
We'll play it right now.
Okay, what's it called?
The song is called Sweetness. It's produced by a producer named Rare Bear. If anybody's heard of Rare Bear, he does like these beautiful acoustic guitar vibes with like wah-wahs. If the artists are listening, you know what a wah-wah is. Yes. They're amazing, you know. So he just takes these beautiful guitar vibes and he puts hip-hop beats over them. And it's like so cool. It makes you feel like you're swimming in the beat, you know. So yeah, the song is called Sweetness. I don't think I changed the name of the beat. I just totally embodied what his plan was for that and wrote according to how my emotions felt. So it's funny because you have the first track on the project on rotation, and now I'm going to play you guys the last track on the project.
That's so dope.
So you kind of get to read the beginning of the book, and you get to skip to the end of the book and hear the end, and now you have some suspense on what's in between. Yeah. So you have some anticipation of.
Oh, that's super exciting. So high energy, and then here's another one. Sweetness.
This is
D.
more.
Sloan, who has some music in rotation, says, "Salute Mad Spiel. I dig the vibes."
Yes, the vibrations are high.
Yes, they are.
Yes, love in the room. Love in the room.
Okay, so Sweetness. Here we go,
Sweetness.
y'all.
Here we go. Sounds pretty good in there.
Tell me your story. Tell me what's real. If you think you know me, then tell me how I feel. Venting out, I just had to get it out. Yeah, really down. You know I've been really down for you. Yeah, stick around. You know I would stick around for you. Better figure out. You know you should figure out the truth. Yeah, venting out, I just had to get it out. Yeah, really down. You know I've been really down for you. Stick around. You know I would stick around for you. Better figure out. You know you should figure out the truth. Yeah, I got a lot to say. I don't know if that will stop today. I learned a while ago that you gotta let some people go and watch them hate. It made no difference to me. I learned lessons in my dreams. I see the future when I sleep. I admitted I used to be weak. Well, now we growing up. Gang signs, they was blowing up. Now I see it was all a grudge, man. All I showed is love. I got that force like Obi-Wan Kenobi, son. Shooting my shot like Kobe, son. I'ma show my son. Damn, I can't wait to hold my son and tell him my story. Tell me your story. Tell me what's real. Think you know me? If you think you know me, tell me how I feel. Tell me your story. Tell me what's real.
Slowly turn it down as the second verse goes into just a preview.
Tell me how I feel. Venting out, I just had to get it out. Get really down. You know I've been really down for you.
Looks like the second verse.
Stick around. You know I would stick around with you. Better figure out. You know you should figure out the truth. Yeah, venting out, I just had to get it out. Yeah, really down. You know I've been really down for you. Stick around. You know I would stick around for you. Better figure out. You know you should figure out the truth. I remember I used to pray like, oh Lord.
That is Sweetness.
I I'm loving it. Thank you so much for sharing that
You're
track
welcome.
with us.
Yeah, just a little preview, you know. You still got the other half of the song to look forward to. So
I really like that. You can the Rare Bears beat in the background. Yeah,
it's very simple, very consistent.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, it's nice. But your flow that's a good combination. You do really well with that beat.
Thank you.
That was nice. I like what you brought to it.
Thank you so much.
So yes, well, actually, so Dawn says still your mic was on, but actually it was the other mic. We were actually going live using a mic.
DIY, man, DIY. For real.
We were using a mic to put it to the phone because I didn't know where the adapter was on the board.
That's hip hop right there.
It's a new board today.
That
I'm
is
like,
hip-hop.
oh, okay, wait, where's the input? It's not happening. Okay, let's just put the microphone. So yeah, they heard us talking through the song.
Awesome.
That's kind of funny. But there you guys go. That's Sweetness on his album. So how many tracks does this album have?
This album has, on digital 13, on physical CD 14. So you get
a bonus track.
You get a bonus track if you buy the CD, which is only $5. And then there's also the side B side of the project.
Oh.
So the side B side has 9 tracks on CD and 8 tracks on digital. So each side has a bonus track that you won't get if you only listen on stream because obviously it's free.
Right.
So you gotta pay for the rare,
extra,
for the extra, the exclusive. And it's only 1 track, but that could be the piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
And then there's also the Reject project, which is all the songs that didn't make the cut of the whole project, which
that's
is
kind
like
of cool. So it's another album in itself.
Another album in itself, which is another 12 tracks. So it's like there's so much music.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to release.
And it's never going to stop. It's going to keep coming because hip-hop don't stop.
It don't stop.
It
don't stop. It's like the ocean. It just, the tides go in and then go
you're
out.
the creator. You create. You can't stop creating.
Yeah, exactly. So
if you're creating, you can't stop. It
never.
just comes.
Yeah, sometimes that's like, I can't lie, like me, it's been a vice almost being so creative because I've got like overload of music. Like I've had to discipline myself as an artist, especially having my own stuff at home where I can record whenever I want.
Anytime. Oh, yeah.
I could download a beat and get a beat. I can make a beat and just like, I can just go. I can create all the time.
Absolutely.
And sometimes I have to stop or else I'll make so much music that I can't even keep up with myself. I can't even release it. And that can overwhelm the masses. So I've learned promotion is a science. It's an art form, and it's hard to master it. So, yeah, I've been trying to discipline myself from creating too much, and then trying to figure out when do I drop all this music. Like even this project, I had a mentor of mine locally. He was like, "Yo, maybe you shouldn't drop all these songs on the same day." And I'm like, "Well,
well,
you're
then
right.
I'm gonna be making so much more."
Yeah. So like, there's a way to
why not?
Release so that you can keep people's attention.
Yes, yes. And then you kind of have them wanting more. So you definitely want to keep them wanting more so that you do continue on with your revenue and you're making a living at it, So if you can, let's speak on that because, you were talking about how, you create so much and sometimes it's hard for other people who may be stuck and they're not so creative. What are some of the things that keep you going other than the fact that you know that you have equipment there and you can just jump on it any time? What are some of the things that you can say are some of the things that work for you to stay in your creative essence? And then how would you encourage others to find theirs?
It's so funny because I feel like there's this joke in like the artistic community. Like I've seen this like different versions of this meme on the internet a couple times where it says like, "Man, I want to create something, but I don't have any emotional trauma to influence."
Oh my gosh.
So like it kind of sucks, but being an artist is
you only
like
have to have trauma.
I know,
you don't
right?
get joy. Like you don't create out of joy and excitement.
Yeah, like I don't know. There's this stereotype, I guess, of artists who have to be depressed.
so melancholy.
Yeah, like
so sad.
I just went through a heartbreak, or like you go through life. You go through life stuff, and life inspires you to write.
Or anger.
Frustration, pain, sorrow. But I also get inspiration from happiness and from joy and from love.
Oh
like
my gosh.
I love writing love songs. Like
yeah.
have you ever heard of Slide House?
No.
No, a lot of people haven't. It's 2019. If you know about Slide House, man,
Shout
gang,
out.
gang, man. You know what's up. But a lot of people don't. Anyways, back in the Slide House days, it was pretty much a collective of me and a bunch of other local artists.
Okay.
We've all kind of branched off now.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, back in the Slide House days, we used to live together in a 7-bedroom house.
Oh,
all of
nice.
us. It was like 15 dudes living in a house. But anyways.
That's what's up. No, that's good.
Long story short, it was very creative energy. We all had our own mics in our own rooms, and we could record
nice.
whenever we want. It was a great situation. And the joke was that people used to call me Drake because I used to be the one who liked to make love songs. But my songs were cool. Like, I loved my songs, and I used to think of it as an insult. And as I got older, I was like, but Drake's popping. Like, Drake has mastered how to take his emotions and filter them through music, and people respond to emotion. People love love.
Yes, people love love.
Everyone's
I
been
love
in
love.
Love is great.
Love is amazing.
Yeah, being creative. I guess to answer your question, I find inspiration in everyday things. Love in pain, of course, and in fun, having fun, and self-love. Like Long Nick is all about self-confidence and loving yourself. You don't have to have people like you if you like yourself.
That's right.
So that's a perfect example. And then to answer the second half of your question, I would tell others to surround yourself with art. If you want to be artistic, go to art events, go to open mics, hang out with rappers who cypher all the time because they're gonna make you cypher.
That's so true.
If you want to freestyle, you want to get better at freestyling, you gotta get in a freestyle.
You know who
circle.
makes me cypher all the time? And like
Abby?
No, well, Abby's one, but no.
Shouts out Abby James.
Shout out to Abby James. Like, no, actually, the person who actually gets me every single time, because it's like, how are you gonna say no to him?
Yeah.
Is Bud Awesome. Shout out Bud Awesome. Every single time he's like, come on, let's cypher. He was like, let's freestyle, let's flow. And so, like, right before Mixed Metaphors one time where he was actually performing there also, and everybody's in their little groups and stuff. And so he brought his cousin with him, who was dope. I don't know.
Kid Dino?
He was,
or is
yeah,
that his
Dino.
name?
Yeah,
Dino.
Uh-huh.
Dino's raw. Shouts out to Dino.
He was so fierce. I was like, this one.
Yeah,
and
he's got fire.
And he's got so many different styles. He changed up his styles like within that 1 minute. Whoa, that boy went. I was like, wow. Okay, so he got a little something, but so right before Bud, Dino, and then Sam Raw, and I'm right here, you know, I'm like, hey, what's going on? So he's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, man.
Every time.
And I'm just like, you know, I don't do that. You know, that's not my thing. But he went ahead and he got started, and as it came through, I was like, how? I can't fail them. I mean, yes, I do this.
I can't let him down.
Let's just, you know, so, but I did. And he gets me every time, but he gets me going. Abby James is another one. I don't freestyle with very many people because I'm not too much of that freestyler, because I just like want to make sure that whatever I'm gonna say is like representative.
Yeah.
You
You don't want to say anything out of pocket. You're like, whoa, wait, that's not, I'm freestyling. Disclaimer. This is a freestyle.
Yeah, people come and say some crazy stuff, and it's like, you know, you got to eat your words, and some people scar themselves for life because they say some things that they should have never said.
Yeah. I had a friend who used to freestyle all the time, and he was telling me, like, man, what you say when you freestyle is, he gave a bad analogy, but I resonated with what he said. I feel it on about 40% truth, but he said that what you say when you freestyle is how you truly feel, almost like when you're drunk. And
like a Freudian slip.
Almost like a Freudian slip. Like what you say, if it's natural and it flows, you meant that to an extent. Subconsciously, you meant those words.
Because that came from you.
It came from you. And I rebutted like, well, you know, sometimes you're just kind of spitting bars. And like me, I've said some things and people have been like, whoa, pause, or like, you know, what, bro? And then I'm just like, let me finish my bar. Like, so like,
to get to the point.
I'll slip up and then I'll
catch it on the
catch
end.
it later. And then they'll be like, oh, you looped that together. It's so crazy. And it's like, whew, I caught myself there.
Right.
Yeah,
and you have to, because some people, I mean, they do say some off the wall stuff.
Yeah.
I remember I watched a video of a cipher, and this guy had said something about how he goes and he like did some stuff, but to this other person's father. We're like, wait a minute. Okay, wait, did you? And so then it stopped right there. Everybody was like, oh, like, did you just say?
Yeah. You got to like learn how to catch yourself, or like even enunciate a certain way where if you emphasize a certain word, people don't think it's the end of the bar. Because you know how it is when you're rapping and you're like, I'm going to my car. And everyone's like, oh. And it's like, but I wasn't done yet. Well, you should have rapped it different.
Yeah.
You got to present your bars in a certain way where you enunciate and people think, oh, he's going to say something else.
But that's why it's an art form. You know, some people think that it's not, and it's part of the art. Because that's why some people do it and some people don't.
Yeah.
And that's why some people are good at it and some people aren't. Because some people know how to keep that flow and rock it that way versus others will be stuck in their thoughts and be like, wait a minute, I was trying to figure something out. And then
they'll
like
say the same thing like 8 times and it's like, let's tutor you. I had people
or pass it.
just stop and just let the next person jump in, you know. So freestyling is fun. I love freestyle.
And it's definitely an art form. I noticed that a lot of the newer artists these days have the knack more so for the freestyle.
I do feel that as well. I watched the Lil Uzi Vert video not too long ago, an interview, and he was saying he doesn't write like majority of his stuff. He goes in the booth and he just
freestyles it. I hear a lot of artists do that. Like a lot of, not only are they okay, so I worked with this one cat. He was out of Brooklyn, New York. I met him in I think it was Fort Knox, Kentucky. We ended up going to a studio out there, and he literally just freestyled all his stuff, and he just remembered what he freestyled. So when it was ready to go record, he waited for me to write my verses and be done with that. And when we got there, he just freestyled, and he just remembered what he freestyled, and he went in and recorded. And I was blown away because I had not seen it kind of firsthand working with an artist like that. And so shout out Tommy Gunn. So like, working with an artist in that capacity, I was like, not only is he freestyling, he's remembering what he's saying in the freestyle to go and record it. But I've heard other artists that they go in and everything is a freestyle and they'll just record it that way, and or out there where other artists are kind of together and hanging out together, they'll do a lot of freestyle and then just kind of run with that. But for the most part, to me, it's kind of interesting to see that versus somebody who goes and sits and actually writes their lyrics. Yeah. Because I think about it on the copyright side, out in the industry. So you have songs that are out there, but they don't have any written lyrics. So somebody could probably take those, go write them, and say, call them my own kind of thing. So it's caution to you guys.
Deep, yeah.
It's a caution to all the freestylers out there. It would behoove you to go and write your lyrics. As well as like just freestyling. So after you've maybe recorded, go back and
I've done that. So. I mean, even if you've heard Signal, like Signal is a freestyle song. There's 2 songs on Resurrection that are both freestyle songs. And in the moment, I freestyle it, usually first take, or I'll punch in, and then later to do my doubles and my ad-libs, I'll write what I said so that I can do it right.
Oh, nice.
Second time. So it happened, like, for me, it's about the beat. Like, if the beat is speaking to me and I'm just like, oh, this is just a freestyle beat where I feel like I could gas harder if I just go. Because if I try and think too hard on the bars, they'll be dope, but the energy won't be there. So there are a lot of songs where I freestyle on, but I don't know why. Like, I'm a hip hop head, so like I like to dig on YouTube and stuff and watch like radio freestyles or.
That's a lot. Oh my!
I love those. Like, and even songs where people drop them and in the parentheses it says freestyle. Yeah. So it's like there's a certain for me at least, there's a certain level of judgment on a track. If it says freestyle, depending on who the artist is, I might click it in excitement or I might click it out of skepticism. Like,
let me see what that's about.
Let me see what they said. You know. So for me, I don't know why, but I don't always like to label my songs that I do freestyle as freestyles, because for some reason, like,
the judge that you just thought about,
you know, like I listen to the song like I'm someone else, or like I'm myself as a consumer, not the artist. Like if I put freestyle after Signal and people go listen to Signal, they're like, oh, this is a freestyle. Well, it's not that dope anyways. But otherwise, if I don't put freestyle, does it matter if I freestyled or not, if the song is tight?
Exactly.
Because some people might listen to it and be like, yo, this song is lit. Oh my God, I like that song. Whereas there's another person, consumer-wise, who's going to see the song and still would think it's tight. Yeah. But if I would have put freestyle they'd receive it differently.
Yeah, you're labeling it because people do. Like how you said, you will look at it one way or another and how you decide to click on it or not. So, yeah, you don't want to label as much as possible what that is. And that's so right on point. If you yeah, it's a question to the people. Like, if I were to put freestyle in parentheses,
Would you like it more or less?
Would it make a difference?
Exactly. And some artists do. Some artists do. It does. I mean, some fans, it does make a difference. And to me, it's more about the song itself and not whether I freestyled it or not.
Totally.
Unless it's like,
Unless
you
you
know,
want them to know it's a freestyle. And you're like, oh, I'm going to let you get, hey, this is a little
exactly.
bit of freestyle
And some
stuff
songs,
we got to check out.
I plan to do that. But most of the time, it's like, nah, it's just about the wave. You listen to the wave. And if you like it, you like it.
Yeah, because how a song comes out, once it's out and you have that down, and if it's a good song, you want to keep rocking that. It doesn't matter whether it's a freestyle or not. And that just goes to show the true artistry of the artist, because they're able to just lay that down like that, and with or without a label. So yeah, without labels.
Yeah, no labels. Thing. I try and non-label myself as much as possible.
So are you originally from Stockton?
I am not. I was born in the Bay Area, lived in Fremont for the first, I think, 2 years of my life. Then I lived in Hayward for the rest of my Bay Area period, which was from about 2, I believe, to 6, and then moved to like all over the place. I lived in Patterson for a little bit.
Oh, goodness, that's way out there.
You know, I lived in like Turlock for a while.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Super,
Cowtown.
Yeah, super deep in the cuts. Had to drive from Patterson to Julia Morgan Elementary School like every day. Like, dude.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, exhausting. And then lived in Sacramento for a little bit. Lived in Elk Grove for a little bit.
Okay, on the other side.
And then landed in Stockton in 3rd grade. So been here since 3rd grade, haven't left. So I do consider this home because majority of my life has been lived here.
Yeah, because 3rd grade is 8 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're an adult now.
Yeah, so
I'd say,
since 8, been here, this is home for sure.
So I've been here about that time. I was born in Texas on a military base. My family came back, and then but my family's from Stockton, so I say I'm from Stockton, even though I was born away because they were just out working, and then they did come home. But yeah, 8 years old, I have to say that. Yeah, you're from Stockton, even though you still have Bay Area roots, and you went from Stockton, you went one side and another.
Up and down California.
No, you went on all 3 sides because you were the Bay to the west.
And
you went south to the Patterson
north.
area, and then you went north, and then you guys kind of came back here. So that's kind of cool. I guess just trying to find a comfort level.
Pretty much, yeah. Because I had family here, so it was a conflict of who's gonna stay with who between my 2 parents, and then doing the custody thing, going back and forth, and then I had my sister too, so they had to accommodate for all these different factors.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is just gonna be the best option. So Stockton is.
And how did that play a role in you becoming an artist?
Huge role, like being in different scenes all the time. Even though I was young, like I've always felt more mature than my age, like.
Because you had to pay attention to so many things.
Yeah, pay attention to a lot, like growing up around different people, around different. Just different people has a big impact on your art because you reflect who you meet all the time. So like even family members that lived in different places acted differently, listened to different music, and then from there you get like different schools, and those kids act different, listen to different music, treat you different, influence and encourage you differently. So I mean, incredibly being influenced by the different places I've lived. I've been grateful for it though, because I feel like if I had been in just one city my whole life, I'd be very boxed in, and I'm grateful to be diverse in not just my upbringing but in my art. So I feel like if I was in Stockton my whole life, who knows what kind of music I'd make. Probably not the music I make now, versus if I lived in Hayward my whole life, I'd definitely make different music. And I probably wouldn't like I'd be making like
Bay Area hyphy.
Yeah, I'd be making some hyphy music. And
you still make hyphy music though.
I do though, you know, but it's like 209 hyphy. It's like it's Central Valley hyphy.
Central Valley hyphy.
Exactly,
yes,
and I like the Central Valley hyphy music.
I do too.
It's cool, you know. It's got its own little energy to it.
It's still laid back, but still hyphy. I don't know how to explain that, y'all.
It's like humble hyphy.
I love it.
Versus egotistical hyphy.
That part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
High five. You hit that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I was like very into the hyphy movement. I got older cousins that are 26, 28, you know, so the generational gap was very real. They put me onto a bunch of music. So my music history is like deep.
At that time, they were 26 and 28.
Now they're 26.
Oh, now they are.
So like when I was like 9, they were like 16.
Oh, okay.
You know, so their music was very different than what I was listening to. I didn't know what is
this?
I didn't know anything about music. So they planted seeds in my head. So that had input on what I like, what I listen to, which in turn turns into what influences my music.
And what made you pick up music? Because you said you started off as a poet.
Mm-hmm.
So what brought you actually to doing music?
That's a good question.
To say,
So
I'm gonna
I would
pick up
say
music.
rhythm itself, just the word and the tool of rhythm. Like writing poetry was fun, and it was a tool to express myself at a very young age. And then from writing sonnets and poems and haikus and stuff, the rhythm just picked up, and I was like, oh, this sounds like a rap. Like,
No, you're
I
right.
could spit this poem faster.
Straight up.
So I just did that. I spit the poem like a rap for my mom, and then honestly, shouts out to my mom, man. Like my mom pushed me. Like we went to a family reunion. I'll never forget it, dude. We went to a family reunion in Atlanta, and everybody was staying at my auntie Gloria's house, and we were eating. The women were cooking, and the men were watching football. And then my mom, like out of the blue, was just like, Momo can rap. Everybody listen to him rap.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go again. She's making me rap for people.
Oh,
but
that's
she put me
funny.
on the spot, and I busted that bar for everybody. And they were like, oh my gosh, you can do it. And then, you know, they celebrated me, and that was like a clicking moment where I was like, whoa, people like this? Like, cool.
Yeah.
So I wrote more, and then it spiraled from there.
And so what and who and where did you find your first beat
My first beat?
to write your first song? Like, what was that for you when you were like, I'm gonna write a song?
I had so my mom also had she has her own publishing company, so she used to I'll say she used to do PR for an artist out of Arizona, who's now I consider my older brother because we're very close, and he came through and he lived with us for some months just to do his work. Pretty much, they were working on art together.
Okay.
So I grew up around him, writing songs all the time. So I spent a lot of time on iTunes. For some reason, iTunes was like fun or whatever. So he had blank CDs of different beats he had.
Okay.
So he had one beat that was, I don't know, it spoke to me.
Oh,
And
okay.
he smoked cigarettes. So I wrote a rap about stopping him smoking cigarettes. And it was tight. I wish I could remember it. Like,
that's funny.
I swear, like my first raps were probably cooler than some of my early songs that I was talking about. Like those raps were passionate and they had a cool flow. I could probably master them now. But my first beat was one of his beats that he
that's
brought
very
from
cool.
Arizona on a blank CD. I don't know what it was or who made the beat, but it was cool. And I wrote my first song about cigarettes, not
About stopping smoking.
smoking.
That's
and then
pretty cool.
My second song was about shoes. I wrote a rap about shoes or something.
No, that's but you know,
It was
those are
corny,
those,
but it was
those
cool.
influences.
It was the
yeah,
building blocks.
Yeah.
So I wish I could find that beat. I'd probably drop the song today and it would be cool.
That'd be very cool. And so that goes to show, like, early on, you've always had a very conscious way about you. The fact that your very first song that you wrote was about trying to help somebody stop smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, I was like 7 years old, like something like that. Yeah, so that had a big momentum because he was rapping, and his whole message was he didn't use any profanity in his raps.
Nice.
No profanity,
I love
like
it.
consciously, but it was easy for him. Whereas me, I grew up around a lot of cuss words, so cussing is just in my vocabulary.
Right.
It's not kind of a big deal to me, but I know how to conduct myself where cussing is not appropriate. In some places, it is. So he helped a lot. Shouts out to DeVell Hobley, man. I hope he's still making music.
We should put that. DeVell Hobley.
DeVell Hobley. Search DeVell Hobley on Facebook.
Shout out to, is it DUVELL?
DEVELLE Hobley.
Like Corella DeVille almost.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
HOB?
HOBLEY.
Okay.
Shouts out DeVell, man.
Yeah.
Early building blocks of my musical career right there. He probably doesn't even realize it, but he has a big part of me rapping at all. Even though I could already rap, like being around a rapper at a young age. Him writing songs and trying to do shows and like
watching it.
He put me up on a lot of game, just like a lot of game about. He taught me what a bar was, like how to count one bar and how to write a full 16 bars and what 16 bars is and the math behind music.
So he taught you that before you even got into music.
Before I was just writing stanzas of poetry. So he taught me how to break down my stanzas and then do the math on, okay, if you want to write a verse, this is where the hook on this beat comes in. This is where the verse starts. Now you know how long you should write. Even if you don't have a beat, you could write a 16-bar verse. And now you have a verse on deck for any beat you want. So I got verses in my phone for days. So this skill just stuck with me for years. Now I got verses all the time.
Right, and it flows so easily, especially working with vocabulary and things like that. So that's really important for any artist out there, any lyricist, anybody looking into doing music, not just beats, but with lyrics. Your dictionary is going to be your best friend. Your dictionary, your thesaurus.
True. I used to read the dictionary.
I used to sit and read the dictionary. I literally was.
It's fun.
So it's so interesting because like when I came back when I came from Texas and I first came here, I had a deep Texan drawl. So people used to make fun of me. Then I was living on the south side of Stockton, the southeast, so Crow Valley, and I was going to Montezuma School. And so we have, of course, a lot of black people in the area over there. And, they don't hear accents very much. And so, they were a little mean a little bit, and then living in the house because I think where I was at, unfortunately at that time, it wasn't a good environment. So a lot of drug trafficking in and out of the house and stuff. So I was this little girl, and then I was quiet because people always, when they heard me talk, would always like freak out. And so I didn't really talk for a while. I didn't talk for a long while. I mean, I'm a talker now, but I didn't talk for a long while because I was just kind of like, man, everybody's talking about me. So, but seeing the human traffic, kind of going in and out of the home and everything that was going on. There was this hallway that my grandmother had because I was living at my grandmother's house, and it was just encyclopedias with this huge dictionary. I'm talking, this dictionary was freaking massively massive. Like, we don't see things like that anymore unless you're going to the freaking library.
Right? Seriously.
And so I would literally sit there and I would just read through. And my mom, like while we were out in Texas, my mom homeschooled me. So I learned to read when I was like 4 years old. So I could break down words or try to sound them out and learn what they were. So I would sit and read dictionaries and encyclopedias while I would just watch all these strangers like in and out. Like, this is kind of crazy.
That's an interesting childhood. That sounds really fun, actually.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. And so then moving around, and it was broken. But it's okay because, shout out to my parents. They did the best they could. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so.
real talk. I believe that.
And so we have somebody, Christine Walden, says, so proud of my nephew's accomplishments and making his dreams a reality. Yes, shout out. We appreciate that very much here in the community as well, because he brings a great essence to the music that we claim that comes out of the 209, and we proudly promote that, proudly love to have, you here as an inspiration to so many beyond you, as well as that beyond you, meaning future generations, but also the generations that have come even before you. Because as we know, people can influence anybody, and you may still be that influence for others as well. So
I hope so.
You totally do. You bring great music. We're looking forward to seeing so much more that you have. So don't ever stop creating, which I'm sure is never going to happen.
Yeah, never.
So you guys can find Resurrection. You let them know where they can find that and how they can get it.
It's going to be everywhere. Mainly YouTube, exclusively YouTube, but Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, you know the works, everything, all streaming platforms. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because that's where you'll get, and I just like to drop songs sometimes, like no promo. So like if you're really a fan, if you really say you support, man, go subscribe to my channel, and then you'll really be up to date.
Oh, nice.
You could be, on Spotify and all that stuff, and SoundCloud. SoundCloud's cool too. Of course, it'll be on SoundCloud, but you never know. I try to stay sporadic and unorthodox with my promoting and my musical dropping. So like, you might only see 5 songs on the album on SoundCloud just because I want to drop only 5 songs on SoundCloud. SoundCloud has that minute thing, and I'm not paying for the Prime because they deleted my songs last time.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Just saying.
No, it's true. It's like, hey, I want to support you guys. Gonna be messing with my stuff. Yeah,
be careful on the SoundCloud if you're an artist, man. People get their stuff deleted sometimes. No hate to SoundCloud. You're a great platform, but you got to get your stuff together, man. But anyways, so follow my YouTube at madspill209. That's a space between the words and the numbers. Random songs might get dropped exclusively. So
madspill209.
Madspill together, space 209.
Okay.
That's my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel. You can find anything there. And of course, if you just search Madspill, all the singles I've dropped this week leading up to the drop of the album, which are not just to clarify, I said this on my story the other day on Instagram, but I had someone ask me, are these singles on your album? And no, the singles that are on my YouTube channel, there's a playlist that says new music singles. Those are not on the album. Those are all exclusive singles. So I have a lot of music. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Mad Spill. Very straightforward. Love and peace.
Yep.
And hair grease.
And hair grease. Oh my gosh. You know you gotta have a lot of that sometimes.
Yeah, no.
Make a curl sign. Keep the braids in.
Soul glow.
You know. No, seriously.
That's how soul glow, man. I didn't want to do it. I was gonna let you do it. I was gonna let you do that one.
Who doesn't know that?
Soul glow.
Right.
Man, I gotta watch that today now. Shouts out to Eddie Murphy.
Yes. Okay, so you guys, that has been our time. I hope you guys enjoyed tapping in. I hope you guys have enjoyed the music.
Yes.
Please go look for his album, Resurrection. Please go follow him at MadSpill209 on the tube. You can find him MadSpill also over on IG and as well as Facebook. So you guys heard it here. You guys heard it here first. New Year's Day, he dropped his album, Resurrection. He is resurrecting himself in so many ways, and so much more creativity is coming. And we got stickers. Thank you. We got stickers here. We have stickers. If you guys have stickers, bring them to the banner.
Bring your stickers.
And I'm looking forward to having this one on my personal stuff. So thank you so much. And
thank you, Renee.
We're on the outro. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Renee, and you're listening to Rise and Shine 209, the KXVS, the voice of Stockton morning show.